What's up, guys? I'm back. You guys seem to really like the sort of raw recording that I've been doing where I kind of just talk to the camera. It's unscripted, it's unedited, and I kind of just speak directly to you. So that's what I'm going to continue to do today. This is really a video that follows up on videos that I made recently about finding yourself deep into a hole and trying to get back out of it, trying to be productive again, get back on your routine. This is really speaking to that side of things. And this video really is aimed at people who get down on themselves and do what I normally do, okay? So like, when I begin to have behaviors that begin to get me into a hole, and for me, that's typically things around not working out or eating sort of, food that I know is just going to cause inflammation in my face, make me put on a couple pounds, and make me generally just not feel very good. I begin to get down on myself, and it's hard to dig myself out of those holes because I'm just so low and I feel so low that the only thing that makes me feel better is seeking that quick gratification, that quick pleasure, which in general comes from the sort of sources that put me in this place in the first place. So again, that's playing just an insane amount of video games. By the way, I'm not bashing video games altogether, but just playing constantly 2 weeks nonstop, while you're eating a bunch of fried garbage and ice cream and ordering so much food that you're racking up an insane bill on a credit card that you might not be able to pay off anytime soon, right? You're just perpetuating that hole. So the thing is that I start to take these behaviors, but here's kind of what I've realized, and it's a super quick video and a super quick idea that I want to share with you guys, but I've been beginning to implement this myself, and it's really helped me when I feel low and I want to get back to that high level of performance. And it's this idea of 7 days of discipline before passing judgment. Okay, so when you're in a hole, and for me, like I said, personally, I'll look in the mirror and I see inflammation, right? I see these sort of like red blotchy things on my face. I see like I put on a bit of weight, like all this kind of stuff, right? And again, it's just inflammation. It's that muffin top that you see on your stomach, but that also goes to your face and to the rest of your body and to your brain too. That's why you can't think properly and you're emotionally all over the place. Brain fog comes back in, sleep quality is shit. But anyway, here's kind of what I've realized is when you are trying to dig yourself out of that hole that you got yourself into, I want you to spend 7 days of discipline, a week of discipline. So that day of, let's say you start Monday, that's your day one, right? I want you to wait until Monday until you pass judgment on yourself. So what I'm saying is there's this temptation to want to look in the mirror and think, oh, I'm too far gone, so fuck it, I'm just going to go another few weeks maybe of digging myself into a deeper hole. In my case, few weeks. And, in worst cases, it might be months or years. But what I found is that what really keeps you from coming out of that hole, what really keeps you from coming out of it is when you look in the mirror and you just want to dig yourself deeper because you feel like I'm too far gone. But here's what I want you to do. When you pick that day one, you say, listen, Monday is the day that I'm climbing. Monday is the day I'm setting up the ladder. I'm getting out of this goddamn hole, right? First thing I want you to do is tell someone that you trust that you're doing that. You need to set that accountability. That's what I've done, and it's so powerful. If you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or just a best friend or a parent or a coach or whoever, tell somebody. If you have a social following, tell them. Make it public, okay? Make it public, so you have to hold yourself to it, okay? But the next thing I want you to do is until day 7, or maybe after day 7, so let's say day 8, okay? Until day 8 or day 7, I want you to not pass judgment on how far gone you are, okay? Blindly start from day 1 and do not pass judgment on yourself until day 7. I want you to at least build a little bit of momentum. And like I said in my prior video, you have some disciplined actions which build momentum, which then builds systems, okay? I want you to wait 7-8 days until you pass that judgment, and then you assess how much weight did you really put on? How far gone are you with respect to your productivity? Can you really not get anything done? Are you really stuck in this brain fog for months? Have you really dug yourself into a hole that's too deep to get out of? Or are you just emotional all over the place, like I said, because you've been eating things that do impact the way you assess and perceive your reality? Are you just inflamed? You didn't actually get fat, right? It's something I used to think too. I used to look in the mirror and think, wow, I'll eat a Mars bar or a Snickers bar and I'll get fat, which is not the case. I'm actually just really sensitive to inflammation, and you might be the same way, where you're so sensitive to inflammation that you look in the mirror and your face is all puffy and and same with me, it's blotchy, and you have bumps on your fucking whatever arms or back, and you get itchy in places that you don't normally get itchy, whatever the circumstances are for you, right? You need to wait 7 days until you pass judgment, because you're going to see you're not as far gone as you think. You're never, ever, ever, ever as far gone as you think. And the reality is, once you start taking action to get out of that hole, once you begin to take those small steps that begin to snowball into bigger steps, 1, you're not as far gone as you think you are, and you see that clearly. But 2, even if you are pretty far gone compared to where you'd like to be, even if you are, the fact that you now have momentum makes you care a little bit less about where you started and be concerned so much more about where you're going. I'll say that again. Once you start developing that momentum, this is before the systems part really comes in. You start building systems to get you constantly back on your process or on your path. You start to care less. Once you're on, you start to care less about where you started, and you become obsessed, and you start to care a little bit more, quite a bit more, about where you're going. And that's all you need to get you there. That's all you need. Because when you're in that hole, when you're just deep down, you're looking in the mirror and you're like, damn, here's where I'm starting. The starting place is so far from the finish line. So far from the finish line. But once you get going, you take a disciplined action. You do that repeatedly, which will build you momentum, which will then create systems. Okay? Once you take those first few steps, you don't care anymore. In the most beautiful way. You don't care where you started. You're not looking in the mirror thinking, wow, I'm fat, or wow, I'm broke, or wow, I'm ugly, whatever it is, right? You think, wow, I'm going to be rich. Wow, I'm going to be jacked. Wow, I'm going to be attractive. And this is raw and this is real. I'm telling you guys, I went through this like 2 weeks ago. And I made it out now, and here I am again sharing this with you because I know how powerful it is. And like I said in this other video, I saw the other side. I make so many videos where I talk about here's what you need to be doing while you're on and to stay on, etc., etc., etc. But now I saw the other side, and I saw how hard it was. I saw how hard it was to build that momentum and push that first domino. That's hard, you know? It's difficult. But that's why I'm coming to you with this now. Do not pass judgment on how far gone you are. Do not pass judgment until day 7 or 8. Take some disciplined action, build some momentum, and then make your assessment. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Spencer with Must Become. Always remember that your potential is your obligation, and so what you can become, you must become.